Good afternoon, everyone. Nyia Harris here for Open Book with Nyia Harris. Thanks for tuning in. A couple minutes late.
I own that. I own that.
Yeah, I was going to say, my guest today, Rasheem Harris and Brian Campbell. Hey, gentlemen.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm delightful. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And we have another special guest that can't talk.
It's my main man here, Trove, for calling Big T.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Trove. Okay, we're going to get to that in a minute, but of course,
Certainly.
prominently displayed, and you asked if it's on camera. It's most definitely on camera, so you know what? Push it forward just a little bit,
Happily.
and then you're going to turn just a little bit this way. There you go.
Oh,
Perfect.
yeah, that's it.
Perfect. All right, so thanks for tuning into Power 104.7, your home for hip hop and R&B. Again, my name is Nyia Harris, owner. I am the host of Open Book with Nyia Harris, and again, my guests Rasheem Harris and Brian Campbell. Okay, Rasheem Harris, people know all about you. This sort of full disclosure, Rasheem Harris is my husband, but Brian Campbell, he's not just a myth. He's a man.
I do exist.
This is my partner, Bigfoot. Yeah.
You know, we say R&B and we just hear about the R. We never hear about the B. So it's so exciting that B is in the building. So thank you so much for being here.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
So if you don't know, Open Book with Nyia Harris, we talk usually pop culture and world events, but as I was sharing with you, Brian, because you were on time, that if things are negative in the world, we want to steer kind of clear of that, and we want to focus a little bit more on positive things. So let me tell you, I've been here all day today, right? And our big chunk of the day, I'll say, shout out to Sharday Robinson for the morning show.
Yes, indeed.
Her and I, we teamed up and we did a Facebook Live because Power 104.7 is giving away tickets to Cat Williams. He'll be here this Friday, October 24th at the Target Center at 8 p.m. And they gave us 8 sets of tickets to give away.
Nice.
So during our live, we decided to give away 2 sets of tickets, and we had some fun doing that. Doing some Cat Williams trivia. So I wanted to kind of throw that at you guys and see how you guys could do with some Cat Williams trivia.
I was told there would be no math, but, go ahead, quiz me.
I think you got the advantage here, Sheen.
And I think right now you deserve some trivia to make up for, I'm only going to poke you like 3 to 4 more times.
Yeah, I can take it.
Yeah.
I've built a thick skin over the years. 25 years. I got it.
Yes,
Let's go.
Indeed. Okay, Cat Williams trivia. I'm just going to ask you 5 questions, okay? Cat Williams was born in the Midwest. What state was he born in?
Oh, wow.
Best guess.
I'll say Illinois.
Okay.
You know what? To say something different, I'm going to say Michigan.
Ohio.
Ohio. Oh, man.
That was my next guess.
Born in Cincinnati, raised in, I think, Dayton, I believe. Okay. Cat Williams was in what branch of the military?
I did not know he was in the military.
I'll say the Army. Shoot that shot.
You got 3 more choices. Brian.
Navy.
Marine Corps.
Oh,
Okay.
that was my...
Cat Williams he had his first televised special on HBO back in what year?
Oh, boy.
On HBO, I'm going to say 01.
Oh, what? Or if you don't know the year, if you can tell me the name of the special.
Oh, no.
And it's like a pretty prominent name.
Man.
I'm going to stand on my 01.
I'll say 99.
Okay.
I'm going to Price is Right you.
And
Dang.
06, and it was the Pimp Chronicles.
Okay.
Part 1. Last question.
Oh, there's more Cat Williams trivia. Awesome. I was hoping there was another one.
Last question. He'll be in town.
Certainly. I'm a fan. I didn't know where he was born and, what his
What if you just
rank and number.
What if you just walked through the door right now? What would you even say?
I'd be honored to meet a legend in comedy,
Sorry,
that's for sure.
Rasheem, I guess you don't like my trivia.
I definitely wouldn't burst out an impersonation, that's for sure.
Last question. He's known for having a very large family. How many kids does he have?
Does he have personally?
Yes. Oh, man. So, Brian, since you asked that caveat, he has biological and adopted children.
Okay.
And we're counting both.
Yes. Total.
All right.
Well, because he would count both. I think.
I'll say 13. I'll say a baker's dozen, 13.
13? How about you?
I mean, this is all blind darts, so I'm going to say 9. Let's go.
Okay. 10. 10, yes.
So am I closest without going over?
Yep.
I mean,
You get nothing.
Victor.
You get nothing,
no.
my friend. Nothing,
no.
nothing at all. Thanks for participating, though. Yeah, so those are the questions that we asked, and I should probably tell our listeners that if you tune in tomorrow with Sharday Robinson for the Wake Up She will be giving away some more tickets. So if you're interested, tune in then between 8 and 10. So just a quick shout out for my girl Sade Robinson for the Wake Up. Thanks for participating, guys.
Oh, of course.
Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so today is Monday, October 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this date is significant for a couple reasons. One, can you believe it's October 20th? Like,
Oh, yeah.
we're like approaching November 1st with a bullet, aren't we?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, so this is a really fast time of the year. Brian, what are you looking forward to as the year comes to a close and you start to reflect?
Oh man, that's a good question. Well, I just had a new baby recently, so I guess about 4 months ago. I guess 4 months ago today, yesterday. So yeah, just kind of looking back on having a new kid and expanding family, I guess. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not ready for winter though.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. We don't say the W word
Okay.
or the S word here.
I apologize.
No worries. What are you looking forward to, Rasheem, as the year comes to a close?
I'm looking for a championship from my Wolves. I'm anxious for basketball season to kick off this week. So that's been front of mind here.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of fall. Fall is one of my favorite seasons. Thanksgiving's always right there in the middle of it. You know what I mean? I like the leaf change and all that. Native Minnesotan, so, I'd like to take advantage of all 4 seasons. So I'm just a fan of fall in general. So nothing specific other than, spending time with the family like always.
Okay.
And bringing home that chip for the Wolves, of course.
Okay.
Ant's ready. Oh, and I want to go on record in October on the 20th and say I believe in Rob Dillingham. Y'all going to all be singing his praises by the end of the season. Y'all heard it here first. Okay. So I want to put that stake in the ground because everybody going to say they saw it coming, but it don't sound like y'all see it coming. So Rob Dillingham right here. Let's go.
So I got to give a shout out to my my pal John Barry, in arena host over at the for the Timberwolves and for the Lynx. I'm sure because he's full of hot takes, and I interviewed him several weeks back. I wonder if he has a hot take on it. What do you think? You think he'd have a hot take?
Oh, I got a hot take for him. No, I messed with Sweet Martha's cookies. I don't know what he was talking about.
The thoughts and opinions are from Rasheem Harris only.
I like my man Johnny tripping. And cookies is the truth.
Maybe we'll connect the two of you. Hey, okay. So the other reason that October 20th is such an important date is because you've only been in business 6 months today. 6 months.
Yeah.
That is so exciting. Okay, we're going to get into that in just a little bit. We're going to take a quick music break. You guys going to stay with me?
Of course.
I'll stick around.
Fantastic. If you notice that my microphone sounds better, it's because I actually turned the volume up now. That was the problem. Stick with us here. You've been listening to Power 104.7, your home for hip hop and R&B. We're going to take a quick music break. All right. We are back. You're listening to Power 104.7, your home for hip hop and R&B. I'm back with my guests, Rasheem Harris and Brian Campbell, the owners of R&B Edibles. Hey guys.
Hello, Nyia.
All right. So I want to learn a little bit more about you guys. But again, right before we took our break, I was talking about October 20th and how that's significant for you guys because you've been in business for 6 months. 6 months.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Brian before the show started, and because Rasheem Harris was late,
Rasheem Harris was on time. I just want to put that.
You know
out there.
what?
Hey,
3:29 when the show starts at 3:30.
ready, and locked in when I got here, y'all.
So what I was bringing up to Brian though is that what is your best advice? Because you're still I would still consider you in the infancy stages of business, right? And so, so what is your best advice for a brand new startup, right? I feel like you're in a unique position to answer that question because you've had a great amount of success in a short period of time. What do you think, Brian? What's the best advice you can give to a startup? And I also give this caveat too, that sometimes there are folks who are working their day job, but they've got a brilliant entrepreneurial idea and they're scared to move the needle, right? They're scared because of the security that comes with that job, the health benefits, whatever, right? Or just scared in general to take that leap and bet on themselves. So what's your best advice?
I would say don't be afraid to just move forward with what you like, your dream, whatever you're working on, your idea. I think it's so important to do something that you love. I know you get all those, like you mentioned, all those securities that you get when you have a typical corporate job or whatever, you get insurance and all that good stuff. but what kind of value do you put on your happiness? I think too is a big thing for me. I guess of doing something that you love and you enjoy. I think is so valuable. I don't know if you can put a price on that. And I think a lot of people are also afraid to jump into that and jump into the water and follow that. I think Sheem and I were kind of there for a little bit, and then we jumped in. I think you're kind of apprehensive of how people are going to take your idea, and I think people should just jump in. Don't be afraid how people are going to take it. Just move forward and just do it.
So like if someone's like, why are you doing that? That's a dumb idea. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I think, our idea, and we'll get into it in a little bit, but I think we were kind of like, how is nobody else doing this? How has this not been done before?
Yeah.
And we were kind of apprehensive there where we were like, should we do this? Because this seems like something stupid that people are just going to tell us it's already been done. And I'm glad we were brave enough to jump in. I'll say that.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear you say that word. Brave. I love that word, by the way. Rasheem, what do you think? What's your best advice for a brand new startup?
I think that if you're a person that has an idea, the way that we had an idea, a concept, I don't know, a dream, something like that, something that you can taste it, you can see it so clearly. It's important to get around like-minded people. I think that's what was one of the biggest catalysts for me. Dreams, unfortunately, frequently die when you've got it and you're surrounded by negativity. You're surrounded by people who've given up on their dreams, surrounded by people who are just, pessimistic, this, that, and the other. Finding a good community to be a part of, networking in spaces with other like-minded people, other hungry people, other people on that entrepreneurial journey, even if you're dabbling in it or still thinking about it or part-time with it, is supremely helpful. I found a networking group, B3, I'll plug that. My main man, LeBrent Speed, and what him and his wife over there are building. But just being in that space, being around other people who are pushing and striving, people who are at different points of their journey, who are in that infancy that you're in, that concept stage, people who have just started and you're seeing what they're going through, and people who are far more established and have made it. Being able to see people in each of those stages of the journey, people to bounce ideas off, I think that's invaluable. Yeah. So that's what I would say is find other like-minded people who are trying to go out and get it and not hang around people who are wallowing in their own defeat, their own bitterness. That's never going to help you get where you're going. Yeah, absolutely. You got to find your village, find your tribe, right? I was on your website, pivoting for a second. I was on your website. Pretty good looking website, I've got to say. Appreciate it. Puffpuffpop.com. If anybody's looking to see what she's seeing. Yes, absolutely. Well, you know what? I've had better success going to rbedibles.com. That'll
to be
get
honest
you there
with
as well.
Yes. Yes. As we round out October, any deals? Any deals happening? Any deals? You know what? We're currently having a special. That was your tee up, by the way. How considerate of you. Let's do it again. I know we're live. I was on your website. Are there any deals? Well, if you check us out right now, what we actually have, we're running a Halloween special. Okay. In effect now, runs through the end of the month. We're offering 30% off for anybody. I think the code is trick or treat. Okay. Enter code trick or treat, get 30% off, and try out award-winning popcorn. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to pivot again. Speaking of award-winning, because it's kind of the elephant in the room right now. It's talking about Mr. T over here. I thought his name was Troph. He goes many monikers. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Let's talk about Troph for a second. Let's do it. Yeah. Why is Troph with us? I see the tag there says Legacy Cup Most Innovative Product Winner, THC Hemp 2025. We be innovating. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Long story short is, I don't know if I need to go through the whole journey of how we kind of got here. I can. You don't need to. Okay. You heard it. Okay. Perhaps if you were on time. I promise. One more jab. One more jab. Is this my camera? I was on time. I want to be clear about that. At any rate, the Legacy Cup is kind of the Catalina wine mixer of cannabis-related events around here in the Midwest. We went there last year as, aspirationally, as enthusiastic fans, knowing that this is the event we want to be in. Launched in April, and then come this September, we entered our product and voted on partially by the Legacy Cup judging panel and voted on partially by the public. It won most innovative, triple cheese. Let's see it.
That right there, you want to see that, or you want
yeah.
to see the trophy, or
Yeah.
we can see all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This is your camera.
This,
So.
hey, this right here at puffpuffpop.com is award-winning popcorn, triple cheese. It's a yellow cheddar, white cheddar, Parmesan blend, and y'all need to try it. You need it in your life.
So I can tell you, I've had the movie theater butter.
Okay.
I was actually the guinea pig. It works. In case anyone's wondering, it works. But what was surprising to me, and which is probably surprising to a lot of your clientele, is that unlike other edibles, it doesn't have that taste. Like edibles usually have like, oh, okay, you can tell that this has some sort of weed flavor in it, right? But it's like, oh, I'm gonna still eat this brownie because I'm trying to get somewhere. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So talk about that. What, like, you give samples when you go to different events. Brian, I know you're like VP of sampling. Talk about that, like the reaction to that when people taste it.
I think it's exactly what you said. I think the first reaction we get a lot is surprise from a lot of people because they expect it to taste really strong, like THC or the plant, weed, whatever.
Yeah. You can say that.
Okay.
You can say weed.
Okay.
It's legal now.
So I think people are just really expecting it. I think I get a lot of feedback that people make it at home a lot. I think that doesn't go as well as people are hoping. And it doesn't taste nearly as good as what we make.
Yeah.
It's no puff, puff, pop.
Yeah, definitely. So I think, that's definitely one of the most surprising reactions. Like, oh my gosh, this actually tastes good.
Yeah.
This is really good, delicious popcorn, which is what we like to say. It's delicious popcorn. And Rasheem will tell you, I think it would sell just on being THC-infused popcorn, but we didn't want it just to be that. We wanted it to actually taste delicious as well. So we made sure all three of our current flavors are really, really good.
And what are those flavors?
We have movie theater, which is good old butter and salt, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes like nostalgia. Yeah. Absolutely.
We have spicy dill, which is, I'd say, Minnesota spicy. It's more flavorful. It's got dill in it, but it's not just dill. There's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
It's my personal favorite. I think Sheem's personal favorite too.
Oh, it's the truth,
Yeah.
without a doubt. If you ain't had it, you need to get it.
And then, as we mentioned earlier, we have our award-winning triple cheese, which is a white cheddar, yellow cheddar, and Parmesan blend, which is also super good.
Yeah, yeah. And both of your favorites are the same, spicy dill.
Yeah.
I appreciate, by the way, Brian, you did say it's Minnesota. Like,
yes.
It's not
like your
yeah, it's not super spicy. Okay, well, I'm curious to know, I mean, if that's your favorite, but you probably have given enough samples, I would imagine, Brian and Rasheem, that there's an audience favorite, a crowd favorite, right? Wait, don't answer that.
Is
Do
this
not.
the cliffhanger?
Oh
this
my
is my favorite part of the
gosh.
show. I got to be honest.
You know what? I have to tell you this, Rasheem.
Yes, ma'am.
If you were on time, you would. Last one. If you have enjoyed this episode and like to see it in its entirety, tune in to my YouTube channel, Open Book with Nyia Harris on YouTube. You can like and become a subscriber, and you can finish this episode in its entirety. I promise you a very fun-filled rest of this episode. I appreciate you so much for listening, and you have a wonderful day.
And I was on time.
All right, we are back in podcast mode. Hello, gentlemen.
First off, fuck you. No, I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
We are in podcast mode. Okay, so
And the cliff
where we left off, the cliffhanger was you both have a favorite, spicy dill, but having given as many samples as you've given, you probably have a consensus of the crowd or audience what their favorite flavor is. What do you think it would be? Brian, what do you think?
Spicy dill.
Spicy dill? What do you think, Rasheem?
I think that when we started, it seemed like the people were really where we were, and then Spicy Dill was way out in front. I think the longer that we've been vending, the more triple cheese has kind of caught up to it. So I still think it's Spicy Dill, but not by much.
Yeah.
Okay.
And movie theater has a legion of diehard fans too. I don't want to leave movie theater out.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, I hope you guys aren't like leaving the diehard movie theater folks, because like we know a couple people in our circles that are just like, nope. Just give us movie theater.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that just want the movie theater.
Yeah.
Hey, it tastes like nostalgia.
Yeah.
I say it for a reason.
Well, I think about when I like pop like Orville Redenbacher like microwave popcorn, right? Like that flavor, like that's the flavor I like, so.
Ours is like that, but better.
Yeah. Any plans to like, for those who don't partake in THC, right? But love like the idea and the flavor of it, right? Because to be honest with you, can I see the packaging for a moment?
Of course.
To be honest with you, if the packaging wasn't labeled, I mean, you look at the front, right? And so I would have to cover up THC infused. I'd have to cover up the 10 milligrams. And if I had a third arm, I could cover up this part. But other than that, if I cover those 3 things up and it just had this, right? You wouldn't know that there was THC in it just by tasting it, right? So is there any thoughts on creating like a virgin version?
Well, I want to first say our popcorn is very clearly labeled on the front and the back. And meets all of the regulatory standards for people to understand.
I said if I had a third arm.
Front, back, all that.
Yes, I'd have to cover many things.
Certainly.
So, yes.
But with that said, we have heard that feedback as well.
Yeah.
Like Brian said, flavor was very important to us. It's a very flavor-forward product. And as such, people rave about the flavors. And I've had plenty of non-THC enthusiasts ask if we're going to make a virgin version of it.
Say that 3 times fast.
I'd rather not on the radio, but
you're in podcast
or on the internet. It's something that we're considering. We're having launched in April. We want to come back big for the fans with this coming April, and we're noodling over right now what exactly that's going to look like.
Sure.
We're considering new products, new flavors. And just we want to keep innovating. We won this trophy this year for most innovative, and I want to be right back in that same category next year with more innovation.
Okay.
We want to keep bringing the people what they want. Their response has been enthusiastic and humbling, and we want to keep our foot in the gas. All gas, no brakes at R&B Edibles.
Okay. Well, I mean, let's talk about that a little bit because, like, you are in pretty solidly in the savory lane. There's no sweet happening here. Any plans to do sweet?
Hell no.
Okay, so let me ask this though. So because it's so flavor forward, right? Couldn't you have, in theory, gone with sweet but just been flavor forward? Like, so the caramels and the birthday cake and all of that. But you just don't have, like, your claim to fame is like you don't have the weed taste. You have the forward flavor. All this alliteration right now. So
popcorn
but why go that route why go the savory route, which we haven't seen very much of, right? I think there's like pretzels, and I think that's kind of the other thing I've seen. Whereas you've got a market where people are having the gummies, the chocolates,
Can I fill that one?
Please do.
Because I feel so passionately about it. You were answering your own question right there, but R&B Edibles was born out of a couple of initiatives. We wanted to find a way to be our own bosses, go into business for ourselves, generational wealth, and all that stuff that you hear from entrepreneurs. But specific to where we landed at is we saw this hole in the market. If you want a sweet edible of some sort, they got you covered. If you want a chocolate bar, or you want any number of gummies, or you want ice cream or suckers or brownies, or again, your options are plentiful. I like savory. Brian likes savory. I'd rather have chips. I'd rather have pretzels. I'd rather have popcorn. And there ain't much on that end of the spectrum. So we saw that dearth of products in that category and said, you know what, let's see if we can enter savory, stay in savory, and let's kill the game. Let's club it upside its head so aggressively. Let's come out with such delicious products in a sector that currently lacks it, that we become the industry leaders in the savory category. We want to be synonymous with savory edibles. So that's one of the core tenets. That's why you got the emphatic hell no. We're not interested in sweet. And all due respect to the strong participants in that category, but we want to be the name, the singular name that you think of when you think of delicious savory snacks in THC infused areas.
I think that's your soundbite right there, right?
Let's cut it up.
Yeah,
Let's go.
There you go.
Holla at us, Nate.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you're gonna have to talk to Nate. Nate's my podcast editor. Okay, so speaking of your anniversary, right? And 6 months from now, right? Like, I mean, what's next? Like, where do you go from here? And I want to say too, Pepsi has been giving out lots of lucrative checks. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if Pepsi Frito-Lay is like, hey, Pepsi Frito-Lay, also if you want to be a sponsor, let me know. But if Pepsi Frito-Lay is like, here's 1.2 billion
Hey, I just want to stay on the board.
Go sit down,
You know.
or go back to the lab and see what else you can come up with. But we'll take these 3 from here. What do you say to that, Brian?
To $1 billion.
I wish the camera could have zoomed in on your face. Yes, Brian. What do you say to 1.2 billion? You have to split it though. I mean, you guys.
I think I'd be okay splitting $1 billion.
Yeah, 1.2. But $1.2 billion. Go sit down. We got it from here. Go back to the lab.
I mean, it's not like you have to stop working at that point. You can still get your creativity out and do different things.
Yeah.
Or still be involved in a different way. But yes, that would. I mean.
You're okay with that?
That I would be definitely.
Say it into the camera.
I would definitely be okay with that.
What you thinking, Rasheem?
Holla at us, Frito-Lay. I mean, hey, I'm like Glenn Mason. When the phone rings, I'll answer it.
Yeah.
I'll see what they're talking about.
Yeah. Not last week. But week before, Hal Reynolds, shout out to Hal Reynolds. He was looking for, he's the owner of DG, and he was looking for an angel investor. And I said, speak it into existence. And I said, you never know who's watching, who's listening, who's sharing, right? And so say it, right? Because you just never know. You never know. Now, I will have to say, I do need a slice of that. Should you get that? So, just saying. Speaking of guests, last week's guest, Dual Shoot, I believe you both know who he is.
Diesel J in the house.
Yes, Diesel J smoking on the runway.
Hey, so the highest quality papers you're going to get some of them Diesel J's in your life.
Yes, he, great guy. Was quick to bring up the Legacy Cup. So he's also in your industry, right? And he's like, hey, I saw, so just shout out to him really quick and he actually said, oh, when they come next week, you need to make sure there's a space for the trophy. So yes,
absolutely.
Dual, that's for you. The trophy's here. What does it feel like being in that space though? Like I've had the opportunity to go to Earl Giles. I'm gonna leave it right where it is. And a couple other things, but like you're in a space that is all of these folks are all either participating in this industry or a part of this industry somehow, are industry bigwigs. What does it feel like to be in that kind of space? Like, again, earlier when I had said your tribe, your people, do you feel like when you go to those events, like, I found my people, I found my tribe?
I think everybody's been in that community has been really welcoming and kind to us in a lot of different ways. There's been a lot of people willing to help us in different ways, or they help each other. I don't know. It seems like I think because it's so new in being legal. Yeah. I think there's just people still trying to figure it out. There's still a lot of growth for the industry and different things that are, gray areas people don't understand or don't know. And so, I think there's just a lot of it's a kind community. I think. So it's been good for us, I think.
Okay.
I don't want to speak for Rasheem, but.
Yeah. Just quick follow up to yours. Do you feel warmly welcomed as the new kid on the block though?
I don't even feel like the new kid on the block anymore, I guess. No, I don't know. For a while we did. I think like the first few events we did probably back in, I don't know, May.
Yeah, back in April and May we did.
Yeah, I kind of felt like that. By the time we got, I don't know, we've done so many events and we've been to so many places and had so many contacts with different kinds of people. I don't feel as new anymore. I know it's been 6 months today, but it seems longer. It feels a lot longer to me.
Sure, I get that.
Our name rings bells out here. I'm just going to put it out there like that. People come and find us all the time now.
Okay.
That new kid feeling, it was tangible. It was palpable. We had no clue what we was doing in April and mostly through May.
Yeah.
By the time we got to June, it was like, okay, we got it. We see what we're missing and we clean things up. And thanks to the good people, Frank Brown, Matt over at Minuteman Press, they got us set up out the gate with high quality
MP Uptown.
MP Uptown. Look them up, but high quality signage, tablecloth, stuff like that. So we kind of felt prepared from that aspect, but having done it so many times, the amount of people that come up are like, oh, Pop, you've been all over my socials, but they don't even know us.
Yeah.
They've never seen us before, hadn't tasted it or whatnot. We're just showing up like that. So the other vendors, is like Brian said, it's been an amazing community. It does feel like I've kind of found my tribe or whatnot. They embrace you. I'm seeing the same people. My girl Margarita, the Ganja Fairy. Shout out to my man Dr. Dabs and Robert over at County Club. In fact, Robert's the one that told me this is an amazing industry full of amazing people. There's like 4 assholes in the whole industry in Minnesota.
You can use that word. We're in podcast mode.
I already used that. Hey, it's like 4 assholes out there, but the whole rest of the community is just amazing people with great attitudes. So,
I love that.
And we feel all that love every time we go somewhere.
I think you forgot one. I'm not even part of the community, but I know I've seen her and heard her name a bunch of times. Is it Mary the Kusharan?
Oh, Molly.
Molly. Okay.
Good people.
I've seen her so many times. So yeah. Okay. Well, wonderful. And you are making the rounds in the community, the Twin Cities metro and beyond, in terms of having the product in dispensary stores, dispensaries. Talk about that. How many are you in now?
I want to say about 7. Yeah, about 7 or so, 7, 8, something like that. A couple that are on the verge of opening up, but are enthusiastically and want to pick our products up.
Yeah.
That are just like getting their last couple of T's crossed and I's dotted. But make sure you guys look for Frostbite Dispensary opening soon over in Roseville. He should be open by maybe Halloween, if not shortly thereafter.
Oh, in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, they'll be picking our products up, and a couple others that are on the way. But yeah, I think we're up to 7 or 8 places right now.
That's awesome.
And in talks to grow significantly relatively soon. We got a major liquor store chain that we're talking to right now. And I think liquor stores are another great frontier that you'll be able to find Puff Pop in around the metro and beyond.
Yeah. Do you think, Brian, do you think that having received the Legacy Cup, having won this award, that kind of gives you like elevates the platform a little bit? Like, oh, wait, like we were kind of sleep on them. Let's, what do you think?
Definitely. I think it gives us some respectability. In Minnesota, it's for sure known. It's a respected, Legacy Cup is kind of as big as it gets as far as the cannabis community. There's other great events as well, but that's kind of the pinnacle, I'd say, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But even in the Midwest and other states, it's kind of being recognized as a legitimate thing. This is a legit thing that we're offering here, and I think it adds that to it.
Awesome. Well, shout out to the Legacy Cup. That trophy is heavy.
It is.
It really is. Okay, so just jumping back for a second, I like to go back and forth. Jumping back for a second to when I said earlier about being the new kid on the block, right? So I would imagine, I feel like I know the answer to this. Don't name names either.
I'm naming names.
The thoughts and opinions are from Brian and Rasheem only, not Power 104.7. But I would imagine that once you hit the 1 year mark, right, you're going to start to see a reoccurrence of some of these events, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like you answer it, but I feel like you probably know, oh, yep, 100% doing that one again. Right. Know exactly what I'm going to do different that one. Absolutely 100% not doing that one. Don't name names, but do you feel like, yep, I know exactly how to approach this going into year 2?
I feel like we know how to approach it, and I'm going to name names.
Oh, no, don't.
I'm shouting out the events that I loved vending at and that we got great. It's not my first day. Good God.
I was like, you might be shooting yourself in the foot.
I'm just some boob over here.
You said it.
I can't wait to get back to the Twin Cities Hair and Beauty Expo again next year. The way that mostly those sisters showed up and supported, and the love that we left out of there feeling was tremendous. The Doobie Dabbler was an amazing event. And talk about it being your people, they're finding your community. I mean, we felt so much love from everybody we encountered at the Doobie Dabbler. Of course, Legacy Cup. Mm-hmm. But there were a handful of events that just the reception was just tremendous, where you just know you were at the right place. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And then some, like you said, that didn't go as swimmingly, but it's about feeling things out. When you're new and you're eager to just get out there, you kind of sign up for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you probably should, to kind of feel, you don't know if it's the right fit till you get there. You know what I mean? But we've definitely been to a couple that didn't go as well. Shout out to the Minnesota Growers Ball. Yeah. We can't wait to do that again next year.
That's one of my favorites.
And Kayla and that new Bundle of Joy. Was
that the one in the cave?
It was.
The cave? Okay. Yeah.
Super cool experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, a couple places that were just real dope to be at. Great people, great vibes, good sales, and even some that the sales weren't astronomical, but it was such a good time being there. Great vendors and great people coming through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One thing that because I'm also an entrepreneur, as you both know, and
Nyia Harris LLC.
Yes. And one of the things that I have found becoming an entrepreneur is that I've lived in the Twin Cities my whole life, right? That there are certain places that existed that I'm like, How come I never heard about this until becoming an entrepreneur? So have you run into that? Have you run into that at all?
I'll lead and say I'd never been to them caves, them Wabasha caves. I don't know. I know Brian's got some experience there, but those were one that I didn't even know these was over here.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything right now.
No. All the places you've been, you can safely say like, yep, I knew about this place, or I knew where it was, or. Nothing.
Brian's well traveled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, you are well. How many times have you been to Italy? Like 4.
I like to eat.
Plans to go international. Speaking of Italy, plans to go international.
I mean, we gotta leave Minnesota first. I mean, plans to go to Wisconsin, plans to go to South Dakota, plans to go to Florida, North Carolina, plans to go to Kansas City. Like, we're trying to dominate the game here. Our ambitions are great.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not happy with existing or carving out a meager existence and high-fiving about it. Like, I'm trying to dominate the game.
Yeah.
All gas, no brakes at R&B Edibles. We're dead ass about growing this as an enterprise. Like,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Where will your travels take you next? Maybe not internationally then, but where will it take you next? What state will it take you next to?
I don't know if it's as much about a specific state, and I don't want to do all the talking necessarily, but I think what we're in right now is we're in a growth stage where we've gone from concept to existing and existing well and award winning. And that for this first 6 months, we're so proud of it. Today just happened to be the 6-month anniversary, but when you reflect on man, that meager, and shout out to Adriana Willis and Nyia Harris for letting us vend for our very first opportunity on 420 and at the event that you guys were having or whatnot.
Yeah. That was a self-care event.
Self-care event. Again, the response was enthusiastic there, but to go from there to here, we've gone from concept to existing, and that's great. Now we're poised to go from existing to growth.
So scalability.
We're in about half a dozen or so stores. We want to be in 50 to 100 by the time we get to our 1-year anniversary.
Yeah.
I want to be in hundreds of stores and in a multi-state regional capacity by a year from now. You know what I mean? And I think we're positioned to do that with some partnerships, with some strategic maneuvering that we're doing. But it's not about the next state. It's about the next phase of this company. And I think we're poised for a lot of growth and a lot of greatness. We're going to be everywhere. You're going to get sick of seeing us, that's for sure.
No, that's a perfect tee up. I mean, Brian, really and truly, like, what is next? Like, what literally is the next step, do you think, when it comes to growth and scalability?
Well, we have some projects that I don't want to talk about publicly right now.
Okay.
Behind the scenes that we're working on. But
I'll ask you offline.
But besides that, I think you kind of mentioned different states they allow a different market. There's different regulations, different states, you can do different things. So looking at states like Wisconsin or the Dakotas, we can offer different products or different styles of products there.
Yeah.
Which is an option for us. And
the high dose bag. He's hitting him on the high dose bag.
Okay.
We're going to hit y'all with that 100 milli. Come back and see that 100 milli pretty soon.
I was going to ask him a follow-up. Jeez.
100 milli. Hey.
Definitely 100 milligram bag, something like that. And then, there's lots of opportunities for growth, I think.
For sure. Are there events coming up in other states that you're looking to go to? Is that on the horizon? I can't remember. I feel like I heard something about that.
We're headed to Nevada and to Vegas in early December.
The MJ BizCon.
Yeah, we won't be vending there, but we'll be networking and learning.
Yeah. I feel like you might make some sales. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, we hope to make some good connections there. It's going to be, I'm sure, another good group, from all over the country. I know it attracts, I thought I see like 20,000 attendees or something like that. So
one of the biggest trade shows in the industry. So we're looking to be an international brand here, a national brand.
National brand, leading to international brand, right?
First things
you
first.
will be in Italy. Brian will be there, heading the Italy division.
There you go.
When you think about legacy, right? I mean, is it strange to even think about that because you're 6 months in? But when you think about legacy 5, 10, 15 years from now, where do you see R&B Edibles? Well, let's go there. R&B Edibles 20-year anniversary. What does that look like?
Oh, that's crazy to even hear somebody say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to think that far ahead.
So what does that put us at, 2045?
that right?
I'm like, where does that put me at? Like, oh, so I'm going to think about a 10-year anniversary, maybe the 5-year anniversary.
No, for real though. 20 years. Think about 20 years out.
You don't want to sound cocky about it, but I would have hoped that we were a $1 billion company plus by then, or have sold off for interest of that nature. You know what I mean? I feel emphatically. I'm not. People that know me know that I'm not an overtly optimistic person. I'm not. I'm a glass half empty person. But I did a lot of years at QA where it was my job to find flaws and stuff, find problems. So I mean, I lean into that skill set. But that being stated, it's hard for me to not feel super positive about where we're going, what we're doing, the reception of what we've done, the concepts that we're cooking up, the flavors that we're cooking up, the things that we know are coming next, the position that we're really tangibly in for growth. To not think that this is going to be wildly successful.
Okay.
And I don't even say shit like this is going to be wildly successful, because that's how you get set up for failure and disappointment. But it's hard. We're going to really have to fumble the ball at the 2-yard line because we're celebrating to not score on this drive. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It feels good.
I think what Sheem's saying too is like when you're at these events and you are actually there to see people's reactions and how they, because at first even I was like, I'm skeptical, and then you start going to the events and you start seeing people taste the popcorn, and you're like, oh my gosh, we really have something here, because people, they love it. And I'm not a cocky person at all. But yeah, I think we have an amazing product.
Yeah.
I think we really do. And sometimes it's surreal to me. It's even hard for me to say that, but because it's like, do we really? I'm so apprehensive, but but we do.
Yeah. You touched on a word that I was just going to bring up too, Brian, which is there is a fine line between cockiness and confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're always, I think, as a business owner, kind of walking that line, because you want to project confidence, right? But like the minute you get cocky, people are like, let me take you down a notch. Yeah. So I have one last question for you. Look at the time, you guys. I told you it was going to go fast.
Oh yeah, always when you're talking to you. Let's go.
So there was a show some years back. I don't think it's on anymore, but the idea of the essence of the show was that like you are infusing food, right? And
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm a fan.
And it was a great show. I would encourage you to certainly. You could probably find it on YouTube, right?
I'm sure you can.
Yes. And anyway, I'm curious if there are thoughts around even doing something in that nature. Talk a little bit more about. I'm not articulating it at all, but I mean, what do you think?
Well, I can tell a funny story. I'll try not to be too long-winded about it, but we knew that we wanted to start a company well before we knew what the company was going to be. So at a certain point, I put together a document that had like 20, 25 different ideas on it. And I'm not going to run through all of them here because I don't want y'all to steal my ideas and get rich off what I came up with. But it had a lot of stuff on it. Some better than others. At least 4 or 5 of them I thought were like, man, this is a really good idea. And then we ended up settling on, let's make awesome popcorn and infuse that.
Settling or deciding?
Settling in that you know what? Deciding is a far better word.
There you
Choosing.
go.
There you go. You know what? Thank you for correcting that. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Phrasing's important. But that was one of the ideas. Maybe we should do in-home culinary exhibitions. My man Brian here makes such mean desserts. Man, this dude makes some gelato and some ice cream, and he'd be baking all that. I got some things I chef up really well. So that was one of the ideas we had. But I'm gonna save that lane for somebody who's more culinarily skilled than maybe I am, and let them run with that idea. And y'all can have that one. That one's free.
I think the licensing and some of that stuff is a little bit complicated when it comes to like making. I don't know. If you can do it on somebody. Anyways, I won't dive into it, but it can be a little complicated.
I was gonna say, what about the idea of even possibly collaborating, right? Like,
certainly.
Yeah,
definitely.
like R&B Edibles is proud to collaborate with whomever, right? But I think that might be an experience too. Well, it's definitely food for thought. Brian, Rasheem, thank you so much for joining me on Open Book with Nyia Harris. If you've enjoyed this episode, you're going to want to tune into Open Book with Nyia Harris on YouTube. Check it a couple days. You'll find this episode there. I thank you so much for being a part of, listening to, watching, just really elevating this platform. Speaking of the 20th, right? This is another thing that I wanted to share with you guys. So we're ending the year. This is your 6-month anniversary. You guys are also my 20th episode.
Oh, would you look at that?
20th episode. Yeah. So I encourage you, go to Open Book with Nyia Harris on YouTube. Go back and watch the first episode. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. You literally see the learning curve. So I had a great time. I will have my original guests, Francine and Amber, Prosperous AF. If you know, you know. They will be back on sometime right around the new year because I told them they need to come back and join me. This has been awesome. I want to let you know that I will not be back next week because guess what? I'm going on vacation, a well-deserved one at that. But join me in 2 weeks. I'll be back. Mrs. D, Dianca Connolly, I want to say is how I'm saying it. Dianca, you can kick me if I said it wrong. But she will be joining me. She will be my guest. She's doing a lot in the community. And so I encourage you both to tune in, all of the listeners to tune in. This is a platform that gives folks an opportunity in the community to shine, to share their stories, and to hopefully create an opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about them. And I hope I created that today. So thank you so much to both of you. Thank you to Nate, my podcast editor. I could not do it without you. Thank you to Power 104.7. Thank you to all of you. Again, this is my 20th episode. I'm so delighted to be here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you next time.
106 up in the bar, in the back of my SUV. Now you know